Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. For today's video, we are going to see if the prime 2003 NBA draft class top 5 players could go 82-0 in the current NBA. So basically, the 2003 draft class is known as one of, if not the best draft class of all time. There were some picks in that draft class that were definitely, questionable out there, especially if you're a Detroit Pistons fan like me. And then, of course, it's had all-time greats come from it, like LeBron James. So we're going to put the top 5 picks in their prime form, put them on the same team, put them in the current league, the current actual NBA, and see if they could go 82-0, because some of the players on the list are very good. In fact, here are the top 5 picks from that draft class, guys. We do have LeBron James, who went #1 overall to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was their savior, man, for many, many years. Of course, spent some time in the Miami Heat. Now currently on the Los Angeles Lakers after previously helping the Cleveland Cavaliers win an NBA championship. Also, you also have Dwayne Wade, who was actually selected 5th of the bunch right here. He went to the Miami Heat. He's one of the best shooting guards of all time. I would actually say that Dwayne Wade is probably listed as my 3rd best of all time. My #1 being Michael Jordan, #2 Kobe Bryant, 3 Dwayne Wade, and then 4 probably Allen Iverson out there, I would say. I know some people will argue saying Allen Iverson, but I would say Dwayne Wade, due to his resume out there and some of the other things he did as a teammate. He definitely gets #3 on my list. You also have Carmelo Anthony. So Carmelo Anthony on this list, it's he definitely is one of the more talented players in his prime, especially from a scoring standpoint. I mean, Carmelo Anthony, this dude would simply get it done out there, guys. I mean, not recently on the OKC and also the Houston Rockets. Currently not even on an NBA team, but in his prime on the Knicks, I mean, look at this, guys, 29 points per game. You go back to his Denver days, he was just crazy out there. Not to mention very efficient, 48%, 49% field goal percentage. Was not really great at the 3 at that time, but that's because it was not really a 3-point shooting league. It was a mid-range game, post-up game. Those are things that Carmelo excelled in, which is the reason why he doesn't really do well now, is because, of course, his style of play just no longer fits in the current NBA. Now you also have Chris Bosh, who actually was part of that big 3 Miami Heat team with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. Of course, Bosh had I guess it's not going to show his actual stats because the player created one. But no, man, he was fantastic on the Toronto Raptors for a few seasons, the team he was drafted to. And then, of course, ultimately, he was not really winning over there, so he decided to take a little bit of a pay cut, join LeBron and D. Wade, won some championships. Was a great 3rd option, ended up giving a really large contract from the Miami Heat, $121 million. Then ultimately, he ended up having some health problems out there, so he had to retire from the game of basketball. He's been wanting to make a comeback. It's just plain simple. Teams don't really want to risk Chris Bosh's health. I know it's his choice as a man and everything, but still, would you want to be the GM or the owner of a team that signs Chris Bosh and then he has some sort of health complications? I would not want that on my conscience, plain simple. And then finally, the 2nd pick in the 2003 NBA draft, pick before Carmelo, Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. We do have Darko Milicic, guys. Bleach, blonde hair, Eminem looking bitch ass Darko Milicic. Yes, guys, he was #2 overall by the Detroit Pistons. I have him as a 75 overall. That is because he was trash for Detroit. Was not really given a big time chance because Ben Wallace and Rasheed out there. But there's actually a few seasons. There was one on the Orlando Magic, one on the Timberwolves, where he actually averaged about 9 points, 5-6 rebounds. Always actually been a pretty decent shot blocker. He averaged over 1 block per his career on his NBA, for his entire NBA career. Also had a few seasons where he averaged about 2 blocks per game. So, I thought 75 overall was pretty fair for Darko Milicic on this game. But yeah, guys, that is the lineup we are going with. LeBron James is actually going to run the point guard position, play small forward in real life. But I mean, D. Wade could have played that at point guard. But again, I really did not want Melo at the 2 spot. I thought LeBron at the point guard worked out just fine. Darko at center, Bosh at power forward. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead, though, simulate this NBA season, see how this team does. Do I expect them to go 82-0? I mean, Darko is going to be a big-time problem for them. But if all these guys play as an actual team out there, then yeah, I don't see why it could not happen, right? I don't see why it could not happen. Simulate through date. And we got our first one against the Pelicans. Got 2-0, 3-0. We going for 4-0, 5-0. Yeah, guys. So as the simulation goes along right here, I do want to say, when it comes to the 2003 NBA draft class, do you guys feel that is the strongest draft class of all time? Because I know LeBron's had success, Dwayne Wade, Bosh, all those guys had success. I mean, you could argue a lot of that success came to lost to the Houston Rockets, guys. We lost to the bitch ass Rockets by 1 point. I know that. It's whatever, bro. It's whatever, man. I was not really expecting them to go 82-0, but hopefully they can still win a championship. But yeah, I mean, I know D. Wade did win a championship with Shaq, and LeBron won a championship in Cleveland. And then you got like Melo out there. So I feel like Melo's kind of like the odd man out of that group of four. I guess realistically is a group of five because of Darko being included in this video. Where it's just like he's the only one out of those guys that haven't like teamed up with anybody else from that draft class, really. I mean, it's just, there might be like some role players that are on the list I'm not thinking of, like that was like on his team and stuff like that. But yeah, he never got to play with LeBron or Bosh or D Wade. I was always curious like how that team would have actually done out there if he would have played with them, you know, even on the prime of Miami Heat days. I mean, could he wouldn't have been a six-man or nothing like that, but it still would have been a lot of fun to watch. Now chances are we are probably never going to see that. I know there's talks of LeBron wanting Melo on the Lakers, but at the same time, I can see where he would probably not really want him on the organization. He probably just doesn't want, you know, Melo's career to just kind of like go up in flames like it kind of has. But yeah, as far as other players from this draft class that were really solid in the NBA, they could make an argument saying that this is one of the best draft classes of all time. You have Chris Kaman, who had some pretty good seasons on the Clippers. I believe he made an all-star team. You have Kirk Heinrich, who played for the Chicago Bulls for many years. He was always just like a beacon of consistency. You have TJ Ford, who had a few good seasons. I believe on the Bucks, maybe even the Pacers. I know eventually did have like injuries and stuff like that. Jarvis Hayes was a solid role player. Mikael Pietrus, I really like that dude a lot. He played for the Golden State Warriors, actually. Luke Ridnour, I believe, was on Seattle. You have David West out there, of course, made the All-Star team. He was nice on the Hornets for quite a few seasons. Of course, won a ring with the Golden State Warriors. Sasha Pavlovich was a starter on the Cleveland Cavaliers for a few seasons. Dante Jones, he was a nice defensive guy. Boris Diaw was a champion. Carlos Delfino, I did like him a lot, although he didn't really do too much out there. Kendrick Perkins, of course, was on the Boston Celtics that won a championship. Josh Howard, guys. That's actually a name you don't really hear about too much is Josh Howard. Yes, he was on the Dallas Mavericks. He was a beast. And then he just kind of like fell off. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like injuries and stuff like that. You have Barbosa, Jason Capono. He was a 2K beast. I mean, I swear, guys, when I first started playing 2K and started using Jason Capono, I would drop 90 points a game with him. You have Luke Walton, who's now a coach. You got Mo Williams, who was 47th pick in the, the second round. Kyle Korver, who's still playing to this day, 51 pick in that draft. And you got James Jones, who was actually pick 49. I think he is a low-key man. Big reason for LeBron's success, because he was a friend out there. But we do have one more game against the Miami Heat. We lost 2 games on the season. I didn't catch who that second L was against. It was against the Washington Wizards, man. Yeah, it's going to take a damn Wizard to beat this team. Plain and simple. Simulate through date. And finish with a W on the season. LeBron James at point guard getting the MVP. Playing all 48 minutes at 32 points, 11 rebounds, 16 assists per game, 2 steals, and about 2 blocks. DeAndre Ayton, Rookie of the Year. Dennis Schroeder. LeBron as Defensive Player. Carmelo as the Most Improved. 33, 9, and 8 for him, Dan. The 8 assists is actually what surprises me. And then that dude getting Coach of the Year. All-NBA first team, we do have Carmelo, Wade, and LeBron all making that. No Chris Bosh. Although Chris Bosh did make the All-NBA second team, and then All-NBA third looking like this. Not expecting to see Darko on this list, but then again, I've seen crazier things. Yeah, he's not on here. Nothing that crazy, I guess, apparently. Okay, so let's check out the rest of the player stats, see how everybody else did. So we got Melo actually led this team in scoring, and also, man, was not far off assist-wise. I'm sorry, I guess rebounding-wise from LeBron. Assists, yeah, LeBron had double the assists. Also got about 1-2 steals a game out there. Shot the most. That seems like Melo at 52%. Shot 44% from 3, though. Then we saw LeBron's stat line. We got D-Wade at 26, 6, and 13. Chris Bosh at 22 points, 16 rebounds, 2 steals, and about 2 blocks per game. Then you got Darko out there getting his 9 points per game that he, sometimes got. About 12 rebounds. I'm so surprised how horrible of a rebounder Darko was for a 7-footer. Like 250, operate on the inside, just simply could not grab rebounds. Got about 1-2 steals per game out there. Also got 2 blocks, so that's looking pretty good. 42% field goal percentage, and of course did not shoot any threes. And yeah, nobody else played at all because fouls were turned off, and so was fatigue. Okay, so in the first round, we do have the Washington Wizards. I feel like we can get a W against them. Simulate current round, see how this goes for us. And yeah, man, so we looks like probably gonna be a sweep. And yep, got them 4 games. Zero had to pay back them for getting that quick W on us in the actual season simulation. 37 points for not for Darko. Darko got 9 points, shooting 6 times a game, which is probably still a bit too much considering this team. But Melo shooting that 3 ball. Like, I'm so surprised that this form of Melo is shooting threes like this, because he was not really a great 3-point shooter early on, like in his Denver Nugget days. Plain and simple, man. Next up, though, we do have the Boston Celtics. Simulate current round here, see how this goes. Got game 1, lost game 2. Okay, we lost the game, man. Okay, we up 3-1. Oh, yeah, 3-1 now, and 4 games to 1. Now, we do have the Toronto Raptors. That's definitely a team I'm afraid of. LeBron James, 36-10 with 20 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 31 and 15 for Bosh. 27, 16, and 5 for Dwayne Wade. Carmelo at 25 with 12 assists, and 6 and 15 with 3 steals and 2 blocks for Darko Milicic. All right, Toronto Raptors. Simulate Quinn. Come on, man. Do not lose to the Raptors. I swear, if you guys lose to them in this simulation, then Toronto is just the most rigged team ever. They still managed to get a win out of still 4-1. 32, 6, and 10 for Melo. 31, 8, and 12 for Dwayne Wade. 20 assists yet again for LeBron James, and a double-double for Darko. All right, next up, the Golden State Warriors. Now this, bro, let me know in the comments, guys. How much money would you pay to see a 7-game series of the current Golden State Warriors team against this prime 2003 NBA draft class team? I would probably say I would pay at least $2.77, man. Maybe even $2.78 if it's a good day, man. But yeah, that sounds nice. Simulate current round, see how this goes. We lost. Oh no, we got game 1, got 2. Okay, we went way too fast. We won 4-0. LeBron James as your finals MVP at 30 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists, getting 5 steals per game, playing defense on Stephen Curry. He ripped that man 5 times, guys. And then Durant dropping 28. We got Melo with the big-time scoring, though, at 42, 9, and 9. D-Wade 26 and 11, 19 and 15 for Bosh. And then we got the human victory cigar, Darko Milicic. Guys, a little known fact, I don't know if you knew this about Darko, but his nickname on the Pistons was Human Victory Cigar. Because you know how, like, when you go to victory, you have a cigar and stuff like that. Anytime Darko was in the game, you knew the Pistons were up by 30. So it's like, yeah, if he was playing, it's like, yeah, the Pistons won the game. So he's the victory cigar, which is just the most savage nickname to give a player out there, especially at such a young age. I would just hate myself, plain and simple, man. But here are the final playoff stats. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I love doing these 82-0 challenges. If there's other ones you want me to do, let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my friends.